Hi guys, Hail Mary, meet everybody, it's MicheleMarieDalene, and today we're going to be showing you something that I finally managed to cobble together, and I wanted to see how this worked for an actual show, and that is, we got the iPhone 4S connected with the iRig Pre into the Behringer Q Turbo 2 USB mixer through analog. And so this here, I'm just seeing if it audio works, and right now it's a proof of concept. So it'll be pretty interesting to see how it works. And what I'm also doing at this point is I'm just checking to see if everything looks good and kosher. I can see my face in the camera here. Let's see how it plays. I'm just checking to see if everything looks good and kosher. I can see my face in the camera here. Let's see how it plays. I'm just checking to see if everything looks good. Okay, well, we know it works. So, unfortunately, you can see that I washed my hair. It's still damp, but it's bare. At least it was washed and cleaned and stuff like that. So, what does this allow us to do? Well, for one thing, I can still read your chats on the computer screen. And right now, there's no chats yet, so I don't expect there's going to be too many at this time of the day. I can still change camera angles. And I can still plug in all the cords and happy horse shit. I can still take phone calls. And I can still keep my phone charged at the same time. So in that case, that's a step in the right direction, and we'll be able to do more exciting things. So the same thing for the Discord. I'm on Discord right now, but obviously no one else is here yet. So, you know, this is just a proof of concept. Let's see if this works. What's the downfalls of this? Well, for one thing, I won't be able to show you the chats on the screen because this camera cannot be easily mixed in with Cam Twist. Okay? But if I'm going to do that anyway, it would make sense to use the other software to do that. Being using the other software like I don't know. There is ways to add this as an external camera and interface it with a Cam Twist. The problem would be is that the computer, which is the iMac, is too slow to keep up with the actual performance to do that. So this is kind of like a stopgap measure. Now here's the cool thing. I can actually carefully move it around. You can see the couch over there in the living room. I will be able to do videos on the couch as well. Just gotta plug in along an XLR cord. And so that's the cool thing, is that I will be able to do that. And except the only problem is somebody would still have to sit up here until I make an adapter so I can answer the phone from the couch. So we still have to figure out how to do that. Answer the phone from the couch. And since the iPhone, or since the Raspberry Pi is at this point, it's not. I mean, not the Raspberry Pi. The Mac is currently not doing anything else right now. I can actually use this to look up articles or to play sound bites. And I won't have to worry about having to eat up my T-Mobile broadband because it can use the in-house network independently of the live stream. Now, by the way, the Oppenheimer Ranch project, this is something he mentioned yesterday. I didn't think I was going to be able to do this, but I may actually offer it. I did a kind of offer this to him. He's looking for a new producer to replace his current producer that had left the program, and originally he said he was using Skype Well, I don't use Skype. I don't have Skype, but I have Discord, and I have, on my phone, I have Google Hangouts. But, unfortunately, my Mac's too old to use Google Hangouts on air. And I don't think the Skype version is compatible with Snow Leopard. Anyway, on my Power Mac G5, I mean, on my Intel Mac, iMac here. So we wouldn't be able to really do Skype on that either. It just would be very difficult at best to do that. Let me see if I can bring this camera down a little bit. Yeah, okay, it's better. Because the reason I did this is because once the sun comes in, it's going to screw up the exposure. So this test is, you know, as I said, it's a test. It's not really going to be a, I'm not expecting a lot of people to be on this right now. But it's a proof of concept that proves if it will work. And so far, as I can see, it seems to be working okay. At first, I wasn't sure how well it was going to work because I had to adjust the gain on the iRig Pre, which has a little thumb wheel for that. But originally, the gain for the dynamic mics is much higher than this, which is inputting 1.22 volts, that's 0 dB, into the mixer, or from the mixer into the microphone input. So I had to turn down the gain a hell of a lot to make sure that it doesn't overdrive the front end on the preamp. And it seems to be working okay, and that's the cool thing. But the thing is that at the same time, it feels like it's a step back, because originally, when I'm using cam twists and stuff, we have this nice overlay, we have the check questions, we got me in the corner, we have the phone number on the screen. That's what's nice about that. But just like we were doing on the porch, this is nice in a sense, because the difference is that we have better sound quality. We have two microphones right there and right there, and we can actually see me in better quality 640 by 480. I could increase the resolution up a lot by switching the camera around and using the high-res camera. That's not a problem, except of course I want to be able to monitor my performance, and if I flip the camera around like I used to do with my own iPhone 3GS, it would mean that I would have a hard time telling and seeing what I'm doing. And by the way, yes, this also can be used with the same gizmo as well, so I can actually use the iPhone for this as well. That's it certainly is an option if that's your thing. I really think it's a pretty cool test. So let's see. You want to share that link out, people? Share the link out. Yeah, I guess we can share out the link. At least, unlike Ginger Marie, I keep my streams around so you can always watch them later on. And, so yeah, I will share that link out. It's not really much of a link, because I was just mostly doing some kicking the tires and testing to see if everything is working. But, yeah, okay, I'll tweet out the links to people who watch it. They can watch it on their own. I'm sure Ginger Marie is up by now. She probably will be pretty excited to see this test video. But, you know, I don't know. I wasn't expecting to do a major production on this, but rather I just was testing it. Ooh. So anyway, I Silk Kitchen will be open today, so I figure, well, why not? Since I'm here, I might as well do the vlog, right? Yeah. So let's do the vlog. And let me finish sharing out these links there, because this is not a planned stream. This takes longer to tweet out the information about the live stream, and so for people who will join, of course, but they obviously are going to want to know who in the heaven's name, why would they want me to be on the air now? Well, because I can, duh. Alright, so anyway, So I'm going to send out the links to all the sites I go to. I'm going to send out the link to Discord. I'm going to send out the link to my channel first. I'm not going to send it out to the Oppenheimer Ranch Project channel at this point, because this is really not that great of a video. It's just more of a test video to prove that it can be done. And it's really not something I would call fantastically for tooting my horn and showing you what I can do. And besides, I don't think the Oppenheimer Ranch Project would be too enthusiastic about if I start sending out my video clips to every single person on the internet. I think some of them would probably be a little bit upset about that if I shared this link out to every neighborhood person. But let's see. I guess I could put a link out to Discord. I don't really know if Discord's gonna really care, because it's really not their thing. But I guess I can put it out on the Oppenheimer Ranch Project. And text channels. Okay. So let's just send this out to them. I don't know if it'll show up here. Yeah, it does. Okay, so hopefully some people. Okay, we got Cheddar. Irish Jim says, "Hi Michelle, how you doing? I'm doing fine." And right now we are testing out the new idea for interfacing the live streams. Like some people have said, let me just blow the screen up a lot. Bingo. Nice and big for me. Okay. Why you on so early? Well, right now I'm on early because I'm doing a test. This is really more of a test to see if the system is working that I'm going to be using probably on Friday. And I figured that it would be better to do it anyway since early, because I'm already up. It's 7:02 a.m., which is about 12 noon lunch for you. So at least during your lunch break, you get a chance to watch me basically just ramble on. That's pretty much what we're testing right now this morning. So let me just go ahead and see how we're doing. That's pretty much what we're testing right now this morning. The good thing is the sound works good. The sound works fine. Okay. What is the hell going on so early, Michelle? Well, I'm testing the system that I mentioned that would be kind of a hybrid solution to what's sitting on the porch and being in the studio together. In other words, no, I don't think so. We're just talking right now. Anyway, the point is that so what I'm doing is this. As you probably can see, I'm using my iPhone like I would on the porch, but it's connected to my microphones over here to the mixer. So it's allowing me to do better sound. I know that. I figured that. Don't worry about it. I figured that already was a joke. Let's make sure this plug is in the hole all the way. And also, did you know that the Oppenheimer Ranch Project is looking for a new video producer for his radio show? Oh, I wouldn't worry about it. By the way, so anyway, I just wanted to let you know that. So what Oppenheimer Ranch Project says he's looking for is a radio show producer, because his former producer has left the program, and he needs to find somebody who can produce the show. Now, I said I could probably do it, but I'm already going to be scheduled for about 8 to 10 hours a week on my show, but I can probably do 4 hours on his show. But the thing is that would mean I'd have to find out which days would be compatible with my schedule and his schedule. And he might be willing to pay money, because he's an income-bearing channel, and I don't know if he will or not, but I might consider taking him up on the offer if he's interested. I also did mention R11H30 might also be a good candidate. But I know that Rich is packed with schedules on his video. Oppenheimer Ranch Project. If you go to my 2018 playlist, you'll see many of his Grand Solar Minimum updates. He does a lot of different content. And let me see here. Since I can place... Actually... I'm reading your chats over there on Discord twats. Okay. Anyway, so I have a link to his show. And, let's see. Michelle's going to be playing around with chords again. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so let me just give you a little soundbite of his show here. Let me turn this thing on here. And so you guys can hear what this last show was about, when he was talking about, in part, about when he was looking for somebody, yeah, when he was looking for somebody to do his show. So let me go to that. Let me get my face off the screen here. Let's see. Okay, Grand Solar Minimum much? Okay, here we go. So let me go plug in the hole. And Rich, why would Rich hate the Irish? As far as I know, I don't think he hates anybody. So anyway, I'm going to play the part where he mentioned about where he's looking for a replacement. I'll make sure I get the right one here. His videos are pretty short. I want to play his video right now so you can hear, but I was going to play the part where he mentioned about for first person. So let's play some of that. You can hear what he's talking about, and then we can understand what's going on.
All the stations in the U.S. you're looking at. The New York Times start date is here so that they can lie about the temperatures increasing. But you can clearly see how rapidly decreasing the temperature in all U.S. is.
Let me rewind this to the beginning. I hate curved glass. What an ugly way to do the phone operation. You can't even move the phone back far enough. It's good. The good one is, hi there, Michelle. How you doing today? I bet you're probably asking why I'm up so damn early, like everybody else is. Well, here's some of his video. Right now he's showing what happened with the Kilauea volcano. But you won't be able to see that. Here's that on the camera. So, well, you can hear it, but you can't see it. So, let me just jump ahead a little bit to where it gets good.
And it's clearly showing you from 1960, the number of days above 90 degrees Fahrenheit is dropping off considerably. Take a look at this graph. This is the fact with Skype. To run a clear, successful radio program.
Let's start right here.
Now, we've run into a roadblock. Scott McDonough has left the building. And I cannot continue the radio show because I am unable to connect with Skype to run a clear, successful radio program. So if you have experience in this field, and you have a high-speed internet connection, and you're willing to dedicate 4 hours a week to the project, send me an email to oppenheimerranch@gmail.com. oppenheimerranch@gmail.com. If you want to be our new radio producer. Otherwise, I'm going to cancel the show. I can walk you through all the steps to running the radio show. It's easy, and it's up to you how much time you want to spend on it, how big we want to make it, what type of guests we want to get on. But we need a producer or I can't do the show, period. So, if you want to step up to the plate, send me an email to oppenheimerranch@gmail.com. MicheleMarieDalene.com.
Okay, so I sent him an email. Originally, at first, I was going to suggest that maybe he could do his own show, moderation, management, like I do. But then I realized that maybe he doesn't have the knowledge to make it happen. And so I said to myself as well, maybe I could help him out somehow. If he is going to understand that, first of all, what does he mean by high-speed internet? With T-Mobile, I have high-speed internet. That's a boom. Yeah, that's a boom, all right. But we don't have Skype. No, I don't have Skype. Sonia SOX, hello Michelle. Lovely to meet you. Irish Marie recommended. Okay, hi, how you doing? And you guys in the European area, starting tomorrow. I'm sorry, starting on Friday and Saturday, there will be a 2 p.m. Eastern Time live stream, specifically for the European market. But, of course, the Americans can come and join, too. For people in the Mountain Time Zone, that will be during their lunch. And so that they can be able to join the show. In Pacific Time, people can join, even though it'll be an hour before their lunch. I like Colton whiskey flavors, cigars. So I think that the point, like I said, is that I'm actually very happy to see that this is working. Like I said, one of the things that sucks is that you can't see the actual questions on the screen, and you'll be depending on the chat replays to see what is being said. So that's an issue to keep in mind. Now, Gingery, do you still want me to put you on my featured channels list or not? Because I might also ask you now, because you've been sharing my stream to other people, which is great, and my channel to other people, that's wonderful. But I also promised you that I put you on my featured channels list. But then you said to me is that you were thinking about giving up on the live streams because it would, for you, turn out to be a little bit too much work. So I guess I might also ask now if you really want to be on my featured channels list. I can add you. That's no big deal. And let's see. Sonia says, I'm mostly on vaping, LOL, before I rolled my own. Haven't smoked brand 6 for years. Love the brand called Embassy. Embassy. I never heard of Embassy, but then again, I don't know where you're located, but I'm not a smoker, so I tried it in high school. I didn't really get into it. It just didn't really gel with me for some reason. Smoking cigarettes just doesn't gel with me. Just like alcohol doesn't gel with me either. But that doesn't mean that I don't like watching videos. Irish Gingery says, Michelle, the Irish people are going to start protest against Trump coming into the country. No, Michelle, I won't be live streaming anymore, but I will do panels. Panels. What's a panel? From the UK, Michelle, whereabouts are you? Oh, I'm from Winston, Connecticut, USA. So for me right now, it's 7 in the morning. It's actually 7:13 a.m. where I am right now. The weather is still hospitable. It's going to get hot today. It's going to get up to about 30-something degrees. I always read on my lighting vlog anyway the weather. So let me read the weather anyway, so we can all kind of have something to talk about. So let's do that. And here we go. It says, currently right now it is 22 degrees Celsius. It feels like 22 degrees Celsius. It's partly cloudy. And the humidity at this point is 90%. The dew point is at 20 degrees Celsius. The pressure is at 1,024 millibar. The UV indices are low. The sun is just going to come out, that's why. Visibility is 14.4 kilometers. The next few days, says today, expected high is 31 degrees, low is 19 degrees. Wednesday, September 5th, will be a high of 29, a low of 22. Thursday, September 6th, a high of 31, a low of 17. Friday, September 7th, a high of 24, a low of 13. Saturday, September 8th, says a high of 21, a low of 12. And so on and so forth. As the temperatures obviously will be much lower than they were before. Are you going to Soup Kitchen today? Yes, I am. I will be going to the Soup Kitchen today. And, but actually, in a way, this kind of counts as a vlog too, because there's not really much else to cover. Yeah, I do know with Ginger Marie what you said about with the Irish and Trump. But I got a feeling that there are some people in Ireland that actually do think Trump is a pretty good president. He's got issues, but he's doing a very damn good job. And that's a fact. He's doing pretty good. He's not that hated. Unlike Barack Obama, which this country has determined wasn't such a great guy. Talking about another comments notifications about another story I was reading on watching on YouTube, but that's nothing to do with this. So now, I don't think the UK cares about your weather. No, maybe not. But it's kind of hard to keep up multiple weather forecasts in Android. I don't know how I would have the ability to actually have 15, 20 regional forecasts on one phone app. I'd love to see that, but I don't know how to do that. I know on the Weather Channel I can do that. I know that because, like, I have, like, Barrow, Alaska, and several other forecasts. It says Canada hates Trump for the most part. Would love to visit the USA. There's everything: mountains, beach, weather, sunsets. Yeah. And then if you go to San Fran, there's shit in the streets. But I don't think you need to see piles of murder, dude. No, I don't think so. Oh, that feels lovely. -1 degree Celsius feels absolutely wonderful. I would love to have -1 degree Celsius here. Really. I guess like Big Clive, I like a cold house. BigClive.com. I watch so many YouTube channels from UK. It's crazy. And you think that with all the stuff that I do, you probably think I am kind of a transplanted Brit. But I'm not. I'm just an American that just happens to follow a lot of British bloggers. Yeah, I watch a lot of you guys. So -1 degree Celsius is not that bad. At least then I wouldn't have to worry about running the air conditioner. I just put a window fan in the window and let it blow over me and save some electricity. In fact, very soon I will probably be, once it stays cold, I'll just take the window air conditioner out of the bedroom window, put the window fan back in, and get free air conditioning. I've had heating on Tubi and freezing, getting kids ready to school this morning. Oh yeah, well, it's gonna get cold here too, guys. But I'm not turning my heating on until I see icicles hanging out of my nostrils. Actually, my landlord controls the heating. I just basically have the ability to turn my heat on when he turns the boiler on for the heat, which isn't until around November. And it says, I just packed the flyer, I reckon I'm getting the flu. We got down to minus 30 without the wind chill. Yeah, I know you do. And that sounds absolutely, positively, smashingly refreshing, if you ask me. I have been in temperatures down to minus 40 degrees Celsius. That's cold, but, you know, I can tell right dressed like I am now in short sleeves. It doesn't bother me. I love it cold. Summer's left us, Michelle. Hate the cold, my bones ache like an old woman. Well, summer's going to be leaving us soon. Because we're getting the cold Arctic air coming down from the north. This winter, there's several commentators that pointed out it's going to be nice and frosty. I'm looking forward to it. I love when it's cold. I hate hot weather. See, that's the nice thing is when it's cold is I can do the videos in the studio. And because when I turn the studio lights on, they generate a huge amount of heat. I mean, they're 600-watt heat sources. They're not park ants, but they're the big commercial light bulbs, and they throw a tremendous amount of heat. Does Vegas stay hot all year? I would think Mr. Laugh would be the one to ask that, because he's from the Arizona area. But from what I know about Vegas, Nevada, and Phoenix, Arizona, it stays pretty mild pretty much even in the wintertime. But they do have the cold spells because they're in the desert. Beck CCCCC is live. LOL, she is. Mayhem going on, I have no doubt. Next door asks, is there a skylight back there, or is there just like... That's a skylight. That's an actual honest-to-God skylight. You're right, it doesn't look like a ceiling fixture, that's not... That is my main source of light in the wintertime in the studio. In the daytime is that skylight in this room. It provides natural lighting. Somebody says, it stays warm most of the year. It can get down to minus 15 degrees. Fancy, okay. You're talking about 15 degrees Celsius, right? And of course, there's Gin's Marie says, Gin with 2 heart icons. So what did you guys think of the live stream last night? Out on the Wire was part of it. Jen was briefly part of it. Gin's Marie was obviously not available. Did you like last night's live stream? Was it a little bit boring? Did you actually enjoy any of it? That's a good question. Did you enjoy it? I thought it was a really good stream. So when's Ted Theodore Logan showing up? He's probably still getting up. You know, he's probably still getting ready for work or school. He's probably not going to be up until later. Because I mean, this is early for him. I mean, for the guys and girls in the UK, it's like 12:23. It's lunchtime there. Yes, I know. A little boring. Well, I tried to not make it boring. You know, like I said, I'm trying to find a balance. I understand you guys like to have on. Oh, by the way, did you know the phone's on today? Yes. I don't think you knew the phone was on. Told you. Phone's on today. Yay. Alright. 860-738-8463. Also, Discord is on too. You can join me on Snow Queen Radio on Discord. If you want to call on the landline, the number is 860-738-8463 in the United States of America. And, of course, the Discord channel, Snow Queen Radio, is on the air right now. So you can join me through those 2 means. It seems like I'm becoming more of everyday streaming. Originally, it was just like 2 or 3 days a week, and all of a sudden it ended up becoming 3, and then now it's going to be 5. And if Oppenheimer Ranch Project wants me to help him with his show, which is possible, that would be pretty much 7 days a week. Yeah, but the difference is Oppenheimer Ranch Project can afford to pay you money. Yeah, absolutely. And if he pays you money, you can get a better Mac. You can even get a Skype subscription. Because he broadcasts on the Revolution Radio. Says, I've been working on my shop all night. Noticed you were on. Yes. And what were you doing all night in your shop? Out on the wire. What have you been doing all night? Who knows? Maybe he's working on the next great thing. The next great thing. Interesting. Whatever that would be. I don't know. I have no idea. Okay, so... And... So, it says... I've been working on my shop all night and as you were on. Yep. I read that, so... Too many chords. Too many chords. Way too many chords. Okay. This is, some of you guys probably would love to see what the studio looks like. But how can I show you without potentially knocking myself offline? Oh, I know how. Okay. So let's see if I can make that happen. Alright. So, let me... That was my coffee can. I'm holding the phone. That rat's nest is the grand central terminus of my studio. Plugs included. There's my computer that's reading your chat comments. That is a 2006 iMac Intel 2-core duo machine. This box up here is the phone adapter that takes in the phone calls. Up there, the white box is for the other camera that connects the camera over there. You can't really see because the cord. I don't want to rip the cord out of the wall. Just lift the thing up. I think you got a little room. There's the camera on the wall we usually use for the live streams, and that connects everything up. Let me go get my old coffee can. Let's see. I hate when crap rolls on the floor. Oh, here it is. Okay, switch this back to me. So, that's how we do the studio work. It's not really the most exciting. I'm pretty useless with computers and technology. Chromecast is as good as it gets for me. Yeah, I mean, you probably see all that gear I got. You probably said to yourself, how in the heaven's name does she keep it organized? It's a wish and a prayer. Too many cords. Yeah. So, 2 chargers. The phones. Plug this thing back into the charge. Because this poor 4S battery is old and it needs all the help it can get. Yep. It's an old battery on it. Well, see you around tomorrow as well. And Ginger says, Ginger, my days are mixed up. What do you mean by your days are mixed up? Let's see. It's kind of sad that, do you think that Oppenheimer Ranch Project is going to get back to you? I don't know, why not? Let's see. Cringe Report is until Wednesday. Today's Tuesday. Let's see. It's still at Wednesday. I'm restoring a 1963 John Deere tractor. Okay. Computers and technology. I guess that's good. Well, I don't know much about a 1963 tractor. I don't know much about tractors, but I wish you the luck with your project. I really do. Right now, I'm not restoring anything at this point. Let's see if I got any emails from Oppenheimer and his project. So far, I don't see nothing. But he's in the central time. He's in the mountain time zone, so he's probably not going to be up until maybe about 2 hours. Because this would be about 5:30 his time. So how does the picture look on this setup? Do you like the video? Does the graphics look good and clean? Does the sound good? Because I kind of need to know that, because right now that the sun's starting, it's starting to get to be a little brighter outside, so it's going to probably screw up the camera. There's some of the work on, very basic. The hydraulics can be tricky. I don't know much about the hydraulics of a tractor, but I would think they would be relatively simple to work on. At least unlike the modern day John Deere's, you don't have to deal with computers and all that additional layers of confusion and obfuscation, whatever they call it, to try to make it work. It's just basically, if it's a gasoline engine, it consists of a spark plug, a simple distributor, condenser points, since we're talking about 1963, fuel pump. If it's a diesel, somewhat similar, fuel pump, compression factor, pistons, piston rings, glow plugs, and pretty simple. Only thing is, I don't know, one thing about the diesels is they talk about something called wet stack, which as condition I don't really know much about. I guess that's where the diesel engine is not running in its optimum performance. Yes, you do, just like cars today. And John Deere isn't going to sit there and make it easy, even though in the state of New York, the Right to Repair Act is requiring John Deere to make it easier for independents, from farmers to auto mechanics, to work on their products. Because they're saying under the Right to Repair legislation that is being worked on in the state of New York, Connecticut doesn't have right to repair, unfortunately. Is that you need to be able to make it easy for people to repair their own stuff. I do gotta admit, that's the one thing about the newer Macs that really irritates me a lot, is that the newer Macs are like the John Deere tractors, the new ones. That is, everything is proprietary. In fact, the newer iMacs today, since the 2012 model, are glued shut. Now, I know some people who have been able to pop open the hood, but after the 2015 iMac, they're actually got no easily user serviceable replaceable parts. The memory is soldered in place, the SSD is soldered in place, the CPU is soldered in place, and the very latest one, the Mac Pro, to guarantee to kill you, the power supply has no safety shield on it, and has some very big high voltage capacitors and a high voltage switch mode power supply that are designed to zap you when you least want them, because unless you know where your fingers are. So that's an issue, that's a safety issue. But you're not supposed to be cracking open your Mac anyway, so that's the Apple Genius Bar is for. Well, I'm sorry to tell you, Apple, but that's not the way it works here, because people like to be able to work on their own stuff. And that's key to so many people. They want to be able to work on their own stuff. They want to be able to put things together. Don't tell them that the stuff that they bought, you say, is unauthorized personnel only. If I bought it, I have the right to fix it, or the right to break it, for that matter. Remember, right to repair also means the right to break, even if it's by accident. So in that case, you own all the broken pieces. Ask Sebastian from Linus Tech Tips how that went with his Mac Pro. He actually had to bring Louis Rossman up from New York City to help him get his Mac Pro back and working again. Because Apple Genius Bar wouldn't touch him. Most people do not repair their computers, they just buy a new one. Yes, and that's true. And then what happens to all the old ones? They end up in a landfill. That's not necessarily environmentally responsible. And then, of course, some people, like myself, would be willing to love to have an older iMac that somebody was going to throw out if it was working. Say like a 2011 or 2012 iMac with an i5 processor running at 2.7 gigahertz with 8 gigabytes of RAM and 1 terabyte hard drive. That'd be fine. I don't have a problem with that. I'm running this show on a 1.83 gigahertz Intel Core 2 Duo iMac from 2006 with 2.5 gigabytes of RAM, which is the maximum I was able to get this thing to work with. And so somebody said to me, would you like a 2011 iMac with an i5, 2.7 gigahertz, 8 gigabytes of RAM, 1 terabyte hard drive, 21.5 inch? I was saying, you bet I would, because that's exactly what I was going to buy. But then I was thinking that maybe I might want to go with the Mac Pro instead, because that one has the ability to be upgraded because it has built-in PCIe slots in it. But right now, I got to get a computer that works. I shoot my old appliances for the fun of it. Yeah, well, I'm not really into that. Like I said, the point is that there are people that would love to have an older computer, and yeah, they would love to have an older computer, wouldn't they? Yes, they would. Okay, got it, cord? I was just getting out the tangles of my cord here. I wouldn't know where to start. Well, I've been doing computers since 1977, so I've been around a long time. 9 years old, I got involved with computers. I was born in 1968, by the way. I'm 50 years old now, and I'm still working with computers every day. Yeah, that's true. They are more disposable. But we as consumers can point out to the manufacturers by not buying those computers and saying, look, we don't like where you're going, we don't want to buy that product. Well, that kind of works to a point until the software manufacturers make it so impossible to use your old computer to do anything, and you basically are kind of stuck having to buy that computer even though you think it's a piece of garbage. Right, exactly. But unfortunately, the biggest problem with that is that computers, like Glixomask said, is there really isn't a lot of market for repairing older computers so much, unless they're for legacy applications that are being used as a core business application. believe it or not, there are computers like that. My Power Mac G5 is my main workhorse machine. The Intel Core 2 Duo is just mostly used for streaming, so. And my Power Mac G5 also has the SCSI tape drive on it. It's got the tape library, which keeps the computers backed up. So that's the reason why I don't want to see that computer ever, quit. But if I get a Mac Pro, I can go ahead and get a nice ATTO SCSI host adapter and continue on. But the problem is I don't know how good the Mac Pro would be for live streaming. I haven't really been able to find a specific answer for that. But one other thing about the iMac is that, let's say I wanted to do live streaming on the porch, right? It's one box. Keyboard, mouse, right? Bring it out on the porch, plug it into a main supply, and boom, I'm all set. I don't even have to worry about lugging out a monitor and the computer and a power supply and an extension lead. I would just be able to plug in one main box all in one, except the separate keyboard and mouse, and be ready to go. I got to go. Jen sent me your Addy, and I will post the books tomorrow because I'm never going to have time to read them. Have a good one, Ginge. Talk to you later, Ginge. And I will. You still didn't tell me if you want me to post your piece, but I will put you on my channels list as soon as I can. And also make sure to send other people my channel information so that they can come and be a part of the chat in the future. Like Sophia XOX, for example, the Mel. Those two people, of course, have contacted me, and a few other people. I'm up to 333 people, so I want to try to get more people on the channel as best I can. My goal is by January, I want to hit 1,000 subscribers, so I can either A, get back to YouTube Partner Program, or get back Super Chats, and then I can do something with Super Chat. No need, Michelle. LS was never my deal in the first. What? Oh, okay. Okay, I get it. Alright, so I want to thank you all for coming to this test. It's too bad no one joined this on Discord, but at least I can say it works. And I see I got 3 messages sitting in the Oppenheimer Ranch. Maybe it's Oppenheimer Ranch actually contacting me about the email. I will check that out. So let me check that out real quick here. And let's see. Live streaming. Okay, so let me take a look at this here. Let's see. Nope, no, not an email. It's just general chat on this channel. So let me go back to my channel and see if there's anything new here. On my channel right now in Snow Queen chat, there's nobody actually on there. Gingeria's last message she sent was on yesterday at 5:42 p.m. And so that's that. Have a great day, everybody. Yeah, I'm going to get ready to wrap this up right now on the wire, but you guys can leave me a comment what you thought about the way this video looked and sounded. I think it looked like it went okay, but if you guys have any comments about it, I'm going to let you guys ask those. And real quick, does anybody have anything they'd like to say before we ring off for the day? Loving to meet you, Michelle. We'll hopefully catch you on your other lessons. Yeah, please do not forget to subscribe. You can click on the little blue square that says NASQ, and you can subscribe that way. And it makes it easy, as I keep forgetting to tell people about that. Just click on the little blue square to subscribe to my channel, and click the bell icon so that you can receive notifications. That's the same for anybody. So just click on the little blue square, and it says and subscribe NASQ. When you click on the bell to subscribe, and then click the bell to receive the notifications. Easy. And then you can always be sure to know whenever I'm on. So if you may not have, because this was kind of impromptu, but for those of you who did have the subscriptions, you received in your email or your push notifications of the stream. But if you didn't have it, you probably didn't know that I was live. But I was live for today. Subbed in the bell tinkle. Okay. Alright, guys. So for now, thank you very much for watching this test stream. I will see you guys on Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. And Wednesday, which is tomorrow, regular 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So let me study that over. Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And on Friday and Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. That's so that those in Europe and the UK and Ireland can join the chats and have a good time as well. So there'll be an earlier time for them, but so they can still feel like they're part of the audience. And of course, the regular people in the United States can join too, if they're up at, their respective time zones. So for now, I want to thank you guys for watching this. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everybody.